Cajun videos. We're doing a seafood gumbo today. Now you can also, it doesn't have to be seafood. You can leave the seafood out, make a chicken, sausage gumbo, or chicken and whatever you want in there. So let's look at the ingredients, what we're going to be using today. You're going to need 2 yellow onions. I've got 3 stalks of shallots or green onions, 2 packs of filleted chicken, dark meat. I've got a pack of smoked sausage. I got 2 packs of andouille sausage. They're a little bit smaller. I have a pack of crabs. And this is just for gumbo. These are gumbo crabs, little small crabs. I got a packet of crawfish tails. And I've got 2 packs of shrimp. It's already peeled, easy, ready to go. And I'll show you my seasonings in a minute. This is our seasoning we're going to be using. Morton season oil. We're using some tilapia mama, black pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, parsley flakes, some paprika, cayenne pepper, some Old Bay seasoning. I'll be using this 12-quart pot for my gumbo. And I got my black iron pot that I'll be just sauteing my onions in and getting that ready to go. What you want to use is a half a cup of oil, all vegetable oil. You want to add 1 cup of flour, all-purpose flour, and mix it up. We're going to put the flour and oil to make our roux. We're going to put it in the microwave, and we're going to start out with 2 minutes, and then we're going to do 1-minute intervals until it gets to a nice copper brown color. First 2 minutes are up. You need to be careful, wear some gloves, it's going to start getting hot. But you can see it's already starting to heat up. You want to stir that with a spoon or a fork, and you want to make sure that you kind of stir it around a little bit before you put it back in, and then we're going to go 1 minute at a time until it gets dark brown, and I'll show you at the end what color it should be. Alright, I want you to look at my roux. This is probably, I did it about 6 to 7 times. After the 2 minute, I did it 1 minute for about 7 times, and each time I stirred it up. You see how dark it is? It's going to give us a nice dark gumbo. It's only about a cup, 1 cup of flour, and I don't like my gumbos too thick. You can go maybe 2 cups of flour if you want to, and they make it a lot thicker. We're going to go ahead and start browning our onions. I'll put a little bit of vegetable oil in there, probably about 1/4 cup. And I'm going to start putting all my seasonings in there. And we're going to season it up, and we're going to saute it down. And we'll add water to it till it's good and soft. And then once it's a little bit soft, then we're going to transfer it to the gumbo pot. As you can see, I probably used about 4 tablespoons of seasonal salt, maybe a little more. I used a bunch of onion powder and a bunch of garlic powder. If you can't see the seasoning, you're not going to be able to taste the seasoning. So I season it really well on this round. This is like a pre-seasoning. As you can see, I went ahead and added my seasoning to my water stock. About half of the pot is full of water, which will probably be about 6 quarts. Then I'm going to add my brown roux to it, and then I'm going to put it on the flame. I know that you can use your grill as like a fish fryer or a crawfish ball, that if you take the heat plates off, it will give you direct heat to your pot. You can set your pot on there, and it will come to a boil a lot faster than inside the house. Our old stove it'll take forever to boil this much water on our old stove. So I added my onions that I was sauteing, I added them in there, and I added my roux. Now you got to be very careful with the roux because it is extremely hot. You got to make sure you're using like a Purex microwavable measuring cup or something like that, a bowl, And just remember, use your mitts and stuff, because it is like extremely hot after about 8 minutes in the microwave, or 9 minutes actually. It's going to be extremely hot. And what we're going to do is we're going to let this get to a boil. And then we're going to take and we're going to add our sausage and our chicken first. Let it cook for about 30 minutes. And then we're going to add our seafood when it gets close. Now I'm going to add my crabs in early on for the flavor. But I'm going to wait till about 10 minutes of boiling, and I'm going to add my shrimp and my crawfish. You need to chop up your chicken into bite-sized sizes. As you can see, I got my sausage all cut up, I've got my chicken all cut up, and I've got 4 crabs that are just basically going to give it some flavor. By the time I'm finished boiling, there's not going to be a whole lot of crab meat on the inside. Maybe some claws will still be there, but for the most part, these are just for the taste. But you get to eat a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to add that to my gumbo here in just a minute. As you can see, we're almost at a boil on our pot. We're doing pretty good. We're going to go ahead and add all this into the gumbo. Very important. When you open it, if you're using shrimp out of a bag, crawfish out of a bag, make sure you keep all the juice, because that's going to add a lot of flavor to your gumbo. We got our rice cooker. We're going to make 2 cups of rice, and it's 1.5 cups of water to 1 cup of rice. There we go. We got our 2 cups of rice. I'll be adding 3 cups of water. I got 2 cups here, and I'll add another cup on top. Looking here, I'm making potato salad. I got my eggs boiling, I got my potato boiling, and now it's almost done. The eggs are cracking, and my potatoes look like they're pretty soft. But if you've never tried potato salad in your gumbo, oh, you got to try it. That is, to me, one of the best gumbos, is to put my potato salad inside my gumbo bowl and eat it like that. It's done. Peeled the eggs, chopped up the potatoes really good, added about 4 big scoops of mayonnaise and a little squirt of mustard. I don't like relish or the onions, but you can add whatever you want to it. We're about to check on the pot. We're about halfway through the boiling. See, everything's starting to rise to the top. Usually means it's getting cooked. Now granted, when you're done, if you can let it simmer, the more you let it simmer, the better the gumbo is going to taste. Also, if you freeze what's left over gumbo, oh, it's so much better when you freeze it for a couple of days and then heat it back up again. Oh, it makes a good gumbo. We're closing in at the 35-minute mark. You see, we got a good boil going now. I'm going to be adding the seafood, the shrimp, and the crawfish. We're going to put that on in there with the juices. Now we got a good boil going. And we're going to let that boil for about 10 minutes. Then we're going to let it simmer for about 15 to 20. The more you can let it simmer, the better. You just don't want to boil your shrimp, because it's going to start, you boil your shrimp too much, they'll fall apart and pretty much disintegrate. So you don't want to do too much cooking on your shrimp. About 10 minutes is good. We're going to let that set, put the lid back on, and we're going to be good. We're at the 45-minute mark, and I'm going to turn down the fire and let it simmer for the next 15 minutes. Again, the longer you let it simmer, the better it's going to be. I'm going to turn this down. Didn't want to turn it off. Turn it down. Turn it down, let it simmer. Don't want to overcook the shrimp. See that? Yeah, there's a piece of shrimp right there. Crab floating. I don't even see a crawfish yet, but it's in there. They're in there somewhere. There they are. Stir that up. Put your lid on, let it simmer for about 15 minutes. Alright. Pour your gumbo over rice. Add a little potato salad to it. Shrimp, chicken,